Good afternoon.
Yeah.
We had 3 interesting role-playing before lunch. 2 interesting role-playing, right? Yeah, 2.
Well, you could say 3.
No. Do we have 3 or 2?
I will shoot for 1.
Okay. 2. Okay, we had Mark pitching Tana as a director. We had Matt pitching Marcus as a director, which I took over, and then I pitched Matt for Marcus as a director, flipped it the other way. And we'll have a lot more role playing, and we're going to do we've done a couple of director role playing, how you get somebody to be on your dream team. We're going to do a couple of role play, how you get an accountant and a lawyer to be on your dream team, accounting firm and a law firm, and then we'll do at least 2, how you pitch your deal, your financial deal, to a financial institution, whether it's an insurance company, private equity, hedge fund, or whatever. Then, depending on the time factor and your own particular need, we could do more. But opening this morning, we answered 3 questions that I gave you for homework last night. One was write your obituary, not if you died today, because if you died today, nobody gives a shit because they haven't done fuck all. A few of them made a few kids, but it's no great fucking genius. You don't have to be a genius to make kids, okay? Number 2 was to, what's your defining moment in your life to now, right? Mm-hmm. And some of you said it was coming here, and some of you said, Tana, when she was an actress in a very successful, was it a sitcom? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sitcom. And then the 3rd question was what?
People you hang out with.
Oh yeah, the fucking bums you hang out with. Now, some of you, either you're getting smarter or you're lying. Because most people, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And you listed your goals, and you listed the people that you spent time with, and talking on the phone, tweeting, Skyping, etc. for the last 7 days, and how do those people relate to your goals? In a couple cases, you basically talk to nobody outside your business, but then I differentiated, just because you talk to only people in your business, that doesn't necessarily equate or relate to your goals. Because your goals are future. Your goals are your dreams, not your history. So then we differentiated how that works. And then, but for the most part, most of you were not detracting from your goal of making a quantum leap. So that was the homework for last night, and we covered it. And then we did a couple of role models. Now, there'll be additional homework in the days to come. I was just reading some of the emails. We didn't have anybody whinge about my bad words, so probably not enough people have watched them. So after a couple of days, they'll have an opportunity to whinge and cry and say that, I hurt their feelings, etc. Again, I would just recommend you don't watch the YouTubes, unsubscribe, and leave me alone. Fuck off. And that's why I don't sell product anymore, and I tell you, please, go to Torrent. I beg you, go to Torrent, but there's plenty of free product. If everybody that has ever been to this seminar, that let's say you didn't go to the seminar, and if everybody had read just the stuff on my free website, you wouldn't even, and you assimilated it, and you had more than a 50 IQ, which I know that's a big distinction. Assimilated and had more than a 50 IQ, you don't have to pay me 15, 20 grand to come here. It's that simple. But the good news is, you can assimilate it, and many of you don't have more than a 50 IQ, so you come here. And some of you come here multiple times. But the truth is, and I say this tongue-in-cheek, and I'm being sarcastic, you don't have to. You don't have to. But we've had people, some people have read the book 25 times. And they can't connect the dots. You know? And that's not because they're stupid, even though I say they're stupid. They're not stupid. It's because without the experience of this, and most of these people virtually everybody on there that's alive I've met. And the people that are dead, some of the people that are dead I've met. But the people that, you know, like Vlad the Impaler, my Romanian idol, I haven't met. But I would like to have met because my management style and Vlad's were very much alike. And you can't beat that experience. It's just like when Costa Gratsos, who's over here, I mean, I never met Aristotle Onassis, who's over there, trained, lived, you know, cavorted around all over the world with Mr. Onassis. I mean, I was the beneficiary of countless Aristotle Onassis stories, and I'm just going to tell one right now. No, maybe two. He was always tan. If anybody remembers, you guys weren't old, some of you weren't old enough to remember. He also married Jacqueline Onassis, after President Kennedy died. Why was he always tan? Because perception is reality. He wanted everybody to always believe he was on a yacht or playing tennis. He was always tan. To the best of my knowledge, he didn't play tennis. He didn't play golf. He did have a big boat, though. Okay, but he was always tan. He always dressed well. His address in Paris, for those of you that are familiar with Paris, was number one, Champs-Élysées. Number one, Champs-Élysées. Champs-Élysées is the main fucking drag through Paris. And you look out from Champs-Élysées and you see the Eiffel Tower. Pretty impressive. Number one is a prestigious address. You can't get much more prestigious in Paris than number one fucking Champs-Élysées. None of you dipshits or the guys watching here on YouTube have an address like that. Okay. But he lived in an attic in number one Champs-Élysées, and he had rats, as Costa Gratsos used to tell me, that big, sleeping next to him. But he knew perception is reality. And part of the QLA methodology is to act, look, dress more successful than you are. Because success begets success. And we talk about perception is reality in a day or two. But I was thinking about, you know, the people on the wall. And as I was discussing, you know, the benefit of getting a great dream team. It should be obvious to you mental giants, but it's not. I mean, and my imaginary dream team is Jesus Christ, Adolf Hitler.
Jesus Christ and Adolf Hitler?
Yeah, I want them both. They're both high-performance guys. I mean, Napoleon, Vlad the Impaler. See, you don't have to be a good person to be a high performance, or vice versa. And that's what you guys miss. Bad people are high performance. Stalin, Hitler, and Mussolini were all high performance guys. Unfortunately, they went to the dark side. And that's why Darth Vader's up there. They went to the dark side. It's very easy to go to the dark side, especially when you start to make some money. Because there is an easier way to make money with QLA. Unfortunately, it's not honest. So I'm not promoting that whatsoever. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm not even in any way, shape, manner, or form I'm recommending that. But the gangster model works. It has worked for centuries. Notwithstanding, we have a guy from Italy here. And notwithstanding, my grandfather is from Palermo. But perception is reality. Another quick story about Aristotle Onassis. He worked as a telephone operator in a hotel in, I think, Buenos Aires when he was a kid, a young man. And he was buying and selling tobacco, you know, cargoes of tobacco. He had bought tobacco, I don't know, in Turkey, and it was coming across the ocean. And he hadn't sold it yet. Okay, and in those days it used to take 6 weeks, 8 weeks to get across the water. And he was also banging a socialite that lived there in the hotel. And in those days, women did not smoke in public. It was considered unladylike to smoke in public. So he convinced her to smoke. She smoked in public. So he took her to the best restaurant in Buenos Aires. She paid. And as soon as they saw her smoking in public, like wildfire, like viral. It went viral, and everybody in Buenos Aires and Argentina started smoking cigarettes. So he on the spot market, he was able to sell his load of tobacco that was coming from Turkey or wherever it was coming from before it got to South America, and that, supposedly that's how he made his first bundle of money to go do some of the things that he did. Perception is reality, okay? It just works. It just works. Now, any questions on anything that we've covered here to date? Any questions? We're going to have some more homework after lunch. Not after lunch, excuse me, this afternoon. But are there any questions? No questions. One more point. Tonight, you guys all know that we have a bonding 2 nights for the YouTubers. They go out to dinner tonight on their own to, talk, whatever. And then they do it again in another couple of nights. Okay, if there's no more questions, thank you very much. We'll see you tonight.